tape another experiment. Did you want to see it?
That's it right there.
And this will make you famous.
Once I prove that this is a gene that causes penis size, my name will be up there with Einstein and Jesus.
Experiment date July 11th. Protein batch number 607. Instead of rebonding the flesh of the test subject, the serum has created a coexistent symbiote of the left limb amputated.
You do exactly what I say. I'll let you live. Quick.
Yes. Yes, honey.
Welcome to They Call This a Movie, testing the strength of friendships one terrible movie at a time. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and podcast services by searching They Call This a Movie, and find us on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. That's TCTAM Pod. Welcome back to They Call This a Movie. This is Anthony Del Vecchio. With me as always is Dan Aquino and Mark Myers. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everyone. Well, we're at that time of year when we have the first, hot weather spell, and then the giant rainstorm that cools it down. I come from the idea that if you're going to make it really hot for like a couple days and make it be like terrible weather, and you're going to give me a rainstorm at the end, I just want some. I know you guys aren't going to agree with this because you have dogs. I just like a good big thunderstorm. For me, it just feels cathartic to get rid of the heat. But yeah,
Who are you giving this advice to? Who are you giving this advice
I was
to?
going to say, do you want me to make a phone call to God and like, hey,
Yeah.
Mark wants this?
Yes.
You want me to hack
you have
the
a
Jewish
direct
space
line-
lasers?
If you have a direct line to him, Dan, I'd appreciate it.
You know I do. Me and the big guy, we keep things very close.
Yeah, that's why I keep you around, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm like, at some point I'm going to need that lifeline.
You'd have a better chance with the space lasers.
Yeah,
Those may actually.
I'll put in a good word when I lay down and say my prayers before I go to bed tonight.
Dear God, Mark would like some big booms, before during a thunderstorm.
I feel like this is a
something...
monkey's paw situation. I think you've got to be specific.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're asking for something completely different now. You want big booms.
And make sure the pronunciation is right. Well, no, that would probably end up being a positive thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that one, man. I can't.
Yeah, no, I know. I realized as I was starting to say, this is one of those openings where I'm like, I know I want something, and then I realized that what I want would be hell for you guys. Because I don't think either of your animals really enjoy thunderstorms.
Mine don't really react that much. I'm fortunate in that, like, every so often, if there's like a real big one, that'll be like, hey, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
We're pretty sure our smallest dog is deaf, so he probably wouldn't even respond.
Our golden retriever didn't like thunderstorms, but our golden lab,
You disappeared on us a little bit there, Dan.
Oh no. I was just saying my one dog is fine, doesn't care all that much.
Oh, okay. I don't feel as bad bringing.
Well, you still should, because that was.
Yeah, I said as bad. I still feel bad.
He's still gonna ask. He's still asking God for those thunderstorms, those big booms.
The big booms.
Big booms.
Well, he wants thunderstorms and big booms, which I can only imagine are just big booms. That's just what
I think you could just ask. Can't you just go to Big Justice and ask for the booms? I think that's who deals out booms.
Probably.
Wait, who? All right, now I'm lost here. I'm assuming that's a wrestler.
No, technically yes,
Okay.
but not Big Justice.
It's not an alternate of Sid Justice.
Or Big Daddy Cool.
So they are a father and son. Let's call it influencer personalities.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube. They became famous because they would go to Costco and review their food, and their rating system is booms.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But to answer
surprising.
but they have shown up and have done some guest spots on AEW. So technically, you weren't incorrect when you thought that they were wrestlers.
True.
Okay.
And-
So I just happened upon that.
Yeah, they're from Jersey
Hey.
because of course they are.
Right.
They hang out with the Rizzler, right?
Yeah, the Rizzler. He
fuck is a Rizzler?
That's his name, right? It's the Rizzler.
it's the Rizzler. He tried to.
He's like an 8-year-old kid that always just
Yeah.
strokes his chin. That's like his thing that he does.
And
Yeah, he's
they
Rizzler.
hang out with an 8-year-old?
Well, yeah, either AJ or Big Justice. I don't know which one is which. Is a child himself.
Yeah,
He's 13.
It's a father son. Yeah.
I think that's Big Justice.
The Rizzler and Baby Gronk and that whole thing.
Where did Baby Gronk go? I've never
seen
seen.
any of this.
I haven't seen Baby Gronk in a hot minute.
Yeah, it's ever since he tried to rizz up Olivia Dunn
Yeah,
or Livy Dunn.
yeah, he's.
I'm gonna see how much I can
he's
stretch
old
this
news.
out and how lost Dan gets
Old
in the conversation.
I'm upset that I know who, Chud the Builder.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, the other people that we have named are more or less harmless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
There
the
may be a
father-son
chance-
duo sounds fine.
There may be a chance they support a certain president, but they don't make it up.
Yeah.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, exactly. That's what I was thinking, Dan. Surprisingly, Big Justice is a Carter fan.
Oh,
I didn't see that one coming.
canceled.
All
History's
the
greatest
kids
monster.
clamoring for Jimmy Carter.
Oh man.
This is why I love our podcast. I can come with kind of a dead open and we turn it around somehow.
Because we're professionals, goddammit.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't get to almost 400 episodes without being a professional.
I think that's the saying.
Yeah.
It is amazing how fast the numbers go up here with the podcast because the Gameful Pod News Hour Sunday is going to be 100 of those.
Nice.
And it's just kind of amazing that I've done it for almost, I think I took a week or two off. I think when I went to Florida, I didn't do it. And one other time, but like, it's been like almost 100 straight weeks of just doing that. It feels like I just started. And just with this podcast, like I'm doing research for the Tomodachi game for Switch. And I'm like, oh yeah, we saw that movie like 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's crazy.
It's episode 115. I don't know if the movie I was at, but it's like, yeah, that was ridiculous.
I am starting to get to the point where I'm forgetting whether or not we've covered certain movies.
Okay, so it's not just me. That's good.
I mean, it's probably primarily you, but just today I was like scrolling through Tubi and I was like, I saw Dangerous Men. I was like, I feel like we covered that.
Yeah. Mine was Deadliest Prey or Deadly Prey.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know if we did that or not.
That was,
It's
that was
one of our
episode
earliest.
50. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old men now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got to start scrolling different streaming than Tubi soon.
I
don't
think
know
we're a
about
long way off from that. Look,
if
I've been
tonight's movie is any indication.
I've been giving you guys gold for like 4 solid picks, so I don't think we are running short of anything anytime soon.
That's true.
It is good to know that one of us makes at least
I think we do pretty good job overall
no.
forever.
Yeah, like the only time I tend to make bad choices is when I'm in a panic. Most of the
Don't
time when
panic.
I plan ahead, it gets done well. Like hopefully my movie for next week, which bore out of a conversation in work that reminded me of this movie.
just so you know, Mark.
Yeah.
There's zero pressure on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Zero.
When I say panic mode, it's like Ant needs it. We're watching the movie like in a day. I'm like, oh fuck. You know, that I don't mean like you guys will be upset with me. It's just like time. It's the time
You know what
panic.
I do? I go to the Discord and I look up people's suggestions. That's
That's a
my
good
get
idea.
out of jail free card.
It's a good idea.
Because listen, I'm not just poking our Discord. It is good, but our listeners and our Patreon members, they come with some good suggestions.
Yeah.
So if you're in a pinch, go there.
Yeah, might be a good suggestion. Yeah,
Yeah.
but my next pick was a movie I remember possibly watching as a kid, but I don't remember all of it. So I'm excited.
Oh, it's a little teaser for you out
Yeah.
there listening.
Yeah, that's after the movie of the month, which I guess could lead into our talk about the Patreon, Nat.
Wow, Mark, what a segue. Look at you.
King of
Again,
segues.
professionals.
The king of segues. Well, be careful, Mark, because the creator of Segway fell off a cliff on a Segway. So I don't know what's in store for the king of Segway.
I love that we're on the same wavelength because I was trying to think of a segue joke myself in terms of the scooter thing, and then you immediately went there, and I'm like, yeah, that's why we make good podcasts.
All right, I think that's enough patting ourselves on the back.
We're awesome, guys. Did I not mention that before?
Are
but
we
yes,
trying to convince ourselves at this point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark brings up a pretty good point. We do have a Patreon, and part of that Patreon is our Discord. You go to patreon.com/ticktampod, and for $1, you get access to our exclusive episodes every month, as well as our Discord. And then Discord is where it's all happening. We're doing, you can suggest movies to us. You can just talk about the movies that you've watched. We've got monthly polls, which you could help us decide what our movie of the month is. We also have questions every week to kind of get the conversation going. And yeah, just a bunch of stuff over there going on. And it's a lot of fun over there. We're talking a lot about movies and stuff. So check that out. Patreon.com/ticktampod. Once again, just $1. Besides that, this week we watched a movie, and this week was Dan's pick. Dan, why don't you introduce this week's movie?
So, going back to my aforementioned advice to Mark on if he's stuck with choosing a movie, I went with a movie that one of our Patreon members recommended, and this movie is from 1995, and I was shown a video of it, and it looked interesting enough. The box art looked like it was promising enough. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's try this out. And the movie that was shown to me was from 1995 called Colony Mutation. I tried to do some research on this. I could not find anything. This movie looks like it was rescued from like a sunken treasure or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where this came from. It just like appeared out of thin air, apparently.
That should be like the tagline for Tubi. I don't know where this came from.
We don't know where this came from. Here it is. But yeah, like the box art for it's reminiscent of The Thing, where it's a man with a vagina dentata on his midsection and these appendages bursting out of his back, and so he looks like he's transforming into a creature. So I thought that has promise. We'll go with it. And I should have known better, because pretty much none of that is there until the very, very end. And I was bored to tears with this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it had the makings. It had all of the telltale signs of your classic DIY B movie. They do day for night constantly. They forget to light entire scenes. There's audio dubbing halfway through scenes, just out of nowhere. There'll be the normal dialogue and the normal audio, and then they'll have it ADR'd just halfway through the scene. Bad dialogue, scenes ending abruptly. Some of the best fake appendages you could get at Spirit of Halloween are in this movie. It wanted to be the best way I could describe it, I guess, is it tried to be The Thing and David Cronenberg-esque, and it fails completely at. So
Yeah.
that's the movie.
It felt more 80s than mid 90s.
It does, yeah. It has that grainy feel to it.
Yeah. So, Colony Mutation from 1995 is directed by Tom Berna. This is his only directorial effort.
I'm shocked.
Stars Joan Dinko, David Rommel, Anna Zizo, Susan L. Kane, Clayton Simchick, and Tammy Anderson. Rotten Tomato score 4.3. IMDb score 4.3. No Rotten Tomato score because there's a single review. That's it. Plot. Gaslighter and professional coos hound Jim pisses off his genetic scientist wife, who douses him with an experimental serum when she finds out he's been banging his lab assistant. Serum turns him into a blood-craving monster that can separate his limbs from his body in order to feed on its victims. I think that's the plot.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Mark, where are you coming from with Colony Mutation?
Yeah, so obviously did not see this movie before. In our Discord general chat, I dropped what I saw on Tubi as the movie poster, so I had no idea what we're in for there. But so I was surprised when things started occurring. If I would have seen the poster Dan saw, maybe not as surprised. So I was expecting, after seeing this poster, which is just for the audio listeners, just a generic scientist holding like tubes of green goo. And I'm like, oh, so it'd be like an outbreak thing where something breaks containment, So I did not get the vibe of the thing until the movie actually starts. As Dan mentioned, I was really bored with this movie because a lot of the things I didn't care about at all. The best part of the movie is like the last 10 minutes when he's at the sister's house and she's fighting him off. And you actually see the full monster and all that.
Now let's put that C in quotation marks, though.
Yeah. With the lighting and all. Yeah. What I meant is that, in the other scenes when the monster attacks, I at first, maybe again another lighting issue. I couldn't exactly tell what was going on. I thought it was like the idea of like this monster grew out of him and then would go back in him. I didn't know it was his actual appendages breaking off and doing this stuff. And that might have just been me just not picking up on it because of the filming. I love the idea of how much information was just came out of nowhere in this movie. Like how she finds out that he's cheating is because she sees the credit card bill, calls up the credit card company, and they tell her exactly what's going on. And then she hires her private eye the next day, and it's just like, oh, this has nothing to do with the like monster movie part of this. Like I could do without this. And yeah, it was just I just wanted more in terms of monster stuff. Because they weren't giving me it's like to circle back to the thing like Dan was talking about. The reason that works without seeing much of the monster for most of the movie or much of the thing is because the interaction and the characters are compelling to watch. I could care less about anybody in this movie except for that one scientist that was looking for the gene that decided penis size. That was a good subplot that made me laugh both times he was in this. I love when he's on the phone with his boss and going, "Oh yeah, I found a gene that like it tells you if you're going to have a disease, but what disease? I don't know. It just wasn't the one that told me my penis size." So that was a good side plot that made me chuckle. But outside of that, I couldn't care less about what was going on. There were scenes where I couldn't see anything. It felt like Dan said, it felt like they rescued it from the bottom of the ocean because it was just like completely missing in terms of the lighting. And yeah, the ADR or the whatever they were doing, whether this was another one where like foreign actors and they dubbed it in English sort of idea. And I don't know, this had so much potential for when you get your mind wrapped around what they were actually doing in terms of the genetic mutation stuff. That it completely failed on it and didn't even give us like an outbreak. It was just one guy going around killing people. It wasn't like a thing that it was so localized that it wasn't even worth it really.
And a lot of the times you don't even see him kill the people.
Yeah. It's like if you're not going to give me like the character backstory or the great acting work. Not that you need to be as good as Keith David and Kirk Russell in terms of acting, but just give me good work there. Then I can be okay with the monster thing sort of lurking in the background. But you can't give me neither. It makes it very hard to get through, despite the fact that it was an hour and 20 minutes. And I think what made it worse is that we watched it on Tubi, so there were commercials or ads in between at certain points. It just made it obviously makes it longer because we got to sit through the ads, but it just made it feel like it drug on. Yeah, I did. The one thing that did make me laugh because I started just looking at things in the background more than paying attention to what was going on. I did like that the woman's freezer was all full of diet soda. I felt that was a really weird touch. Like even Diet Sprite they had in there. It was just, I'm like, okay, I guess. And then when they show her drinking soda at work, she's drinking a cherry Coke, like not even a diet. And I'm just like, yeah, consistency, guys, come on.
Mark, would
And
you
my
say
final
that?
point, yeah, go ahead.
Would you say that John Carpenter did it better than Tom Berna?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I mean,
I
was nervous coming in that Tom Burnham might have a one up on John Carpenter, but I'm glad to see that did not occur.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. My one final thing is that it couldn't be more obvious that the lab that they were working out of was just a high school.
Sure.
That like it was just a high school chemistry, room that they were working out of. Again, when you're low budget, you got to do what you can, but they didn't even try to hide it. I did like the early computer graphics of trying to put the name of the company on the side of the building.
Yeah.
And you can obviously see it's not like making contact at all with the building.
It's just like a static image implanted.
Yeah. And then the final thing about the setting and stuff is I see this happen a lot in movies from like the 80s and 90s. That they put like their telephone like on top of books and papers. In any office setting that I've ever had, I don't think I've ever put my phone on top of things. Like the phone sits on the desk and things go around the phone. But yeah, it was just a weird thing I picked up. Again, like I said, I got bored and started looking for other things.
I was gonna
so I
say.
noticed that immediately. But it seems like a thing. Like I guess I'm getting just to go off on a tangent has nothing to do with this movie, small, tiny one. I feel like they do that, put like the phone on top of papers to just make like seem like someone's messy and just really into their work and not paying attention to anything else. It's like a shorthand for that for some reason. Yeah, I just wish this movie gave a little more, and then it could have been a bad B movie. As is, it's not even worth watching, really.
Okay. As for me, I have never heard of this movie before. When Dan put this on the list, to me this sounded like an asylum film that we were going to slog through with bad computer graphics and just overall not have a whole lot of fun. That was partially right. We did not have a whole lot of fun with this, but it was not an asylum film. As soon as I saw this was shot on video, I said, hell yeah, because we haven't really covered, I don't think any that I could think of, shot on VHS films. So I was happy that we watched that in terms of that aspect of it, because there's a whole genre of films that we've more or less left untouched. Yeah, what you guys said. The thing about body horror is that you should at least understand what you're supposed to be looking at.
Yes.
Like if the horror of it is your body pulling apart, you should at least see someone's body pulling apart. This felt very. I know you guys said like it's trying to be The Thing, and that's probably true. This felt closer to Frank Henenlotter. It felt like brain damage to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether or not that's intentional, I don't think, neither here nor there. But this gave me brain damage vibes, and Basket Case too.
Is it because of the like the background, right? Like the gritty background, like everything's kind of disgusting.
I think part of it, like I guess we're going to call it creature design. The creature design at the end felt very like his head moving around kind of felt like Basket Case. Kind of how he
did
his victims in felt very brain damage. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, because the head moves in stop motion.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I could have done without him slapping around his wife.
It's the most
Yeah, that whole
half-hearted
scene, yeah.
slapping.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it was very boring. But I'm surprised the guys from Red Letter Media haven't covered this yet because they was shot in Milwaukee.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, this is something that is right in their wheelhouse, right? Shot on video, the day for night, Milwaukee. It has the telltale signs of it.
Yeah. I think the issue is just that this movie is just about this guy going around picking up chicks and then killing them.
Yeah.
And that gets old pretty quick.
Well, the reason it gets old is because it's the dialogue isn't interesting, and as Mark said, the character Jim Matthews, he's not interesting.
Yeah. He's not interesting. The actor is not very charismatic. It just seemed like they got to a point where just like we need any warm body to fill this role. Let's just see who shows up here. She's got the part.
Yeah. And the unless I missed something, so the three people that we see the most are Jim. He's the one who becomes the colony mutation.
Yeah.
Jenny is he's having an affair with, right? Jenny's the woman he's having an affair with, and Meredith is his wife who he's cheating on.
Yes.
And we're shown Jenny's sister Suzanne in two scenes, right? Jenny calls Suzanne to let her know, hey, I'm banging a married guy and I'm totally happy. You should be happy too. And Suzanne says, that's terrible. You shouldn't do that. This guy's a scumbag. And we that's all we know about Suzanne. She doesn't like Jim, but she winds up being the hero of the movie, and Jenny just disappears.
She dies, right?
Oh, does she die?
So who does he kill right before she comes home?
I missed that, I guess.
I thought that was her because he starts monologuing to the dead body of like, I didn't want this. I just wanted a side piece. He says basically.
That's right. Yeah, I wanted another girlfriend, and I would move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I thought he was talking to the dead body of his wife there.
I thought he was talking to the dead body of Suzanne at the moment. And then it turned out that Suzanne was the hero.
I assumed it was the girlfriend because they're sisters, and she's like, well, where is she? And he's like, oh, she went out to the store or something like that.
Yeah.
That's right. She picked up the steaks and asked if he was a vegetarian.
Yeah. But it was weird that the sister became the final girl, essentially.
Yeah, she gets a final line in too. She gets like a closing line.
Yeah. A little button
one-liner.
Yeah. The most jarring piece of dialogue in this film is when he's talking to the other scientist, and the other scientist is like, I gotta go drain the lizard. Why don't you come to the bathroom with me? I was like, God, this is so it was so jarring to hear someone say drain the lizard. Like I know it's a phrase, but it's just like, oof, don't like that.
It was the go-go 90s, Ant. Scientists had to go drain the lizard. The weasel.
The weasel.
Drain the weasel. I had written it down. Yeah, not only is that weird, but inviting him to the bathroom.
Yeah, let's go take a piss together.
I don't think that might be the first time in movie history that's happened.
Yeah, we need to find a way to get us alone.
Right. My favorite line of dialogue is when he's hitting on these two women at a bar, and he comments to one of the women that she looks like she goes to heroin and espresso bars. And then tries to play off that doing heroin isn't a bad thing.
Right. And he's still got one of those girls to go home with.
So easily.
Yeah.
The one friend goes to the bathroom. It's like, oh, I don't think your friend likes me very much. Oh, that's okay. She'll warm up to you. Hey, let's go back to my place. You have protection? Yes. Okay. That's all it took. And that was the girl that he said that looks like she does heroin.
That's why Jeffrey Dahmer just really did well up in Milwaukee too. Who's got anything better to do in Milwaukee? I guess I'll go home with this random guy.
Even if he kills me, that's probably a release.
It's better than being in Milwaukee.
It goes back to like we mentioned Red Letter Media, one of their videos. They talk about how Milwaukee has like the most bars per capita or something like that. Well, yeah, I get it.
Man, there's not a whole lot of meat on this bone, honestly.
No.
Yeah, and I can't even say it saves the best for last kind of thing, you know?
I would have liked to see more creature design, and I get probably there's a budgetary reason for it, but at the very least, I would have liked to be able to see what I'm looking at for a majority of the runtime. I don't think that's too much to ask.
No,
Yeah.
that's a fair ask. You didn't like the pepperoni nipples that he had?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
were-
even before he was starting to mutate, there's like a shot of just him in bed with Jenny, and like it's just they made sure to just keep the man nipples in. I'm just like, we could do without that.
The worst sex scene I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
did not need to see his vinegar strokes.
No, the early on with every time the creature did something or ate, it was just this guy was just giving an orgasm performance. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what was hard to make to real like for parts I was like, is his dick just going crazy and killing things?
that's what I thought at first.
Yeah.
Well,
Had
that's
no
what they
idea what
make
was
it
going
out
on.
to be, right? Because
Right.
they pan down and it shows his dick moving around in the car.
Yeah. And his wife, he kills her by what we assume is like he's just forcing her to perform oral sex on her, but then his body burrows a hole in her skull, and that's how
Yeah.
she dies.
It took me a second to realize what was happening. Wait,
Yeah.
how did he kill her? Oh, okay. His dick is part of. So essentially, what it is like every body part, appendage, whatever, becomes its own living
Monster.
thing.
Right.
Yeah. So like that's what he right at the end he says it's human modulation or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So everything acts independent of the
Kind of
body.
like opposite thing, right?
Opposite thing, yes, where essentially the thing could only survive apart by creating something new.
Mm-hmm.
This is just its own thing completely. It basically, if I'm getting this right, maybe I'm mixing it up, but it acts independently of the body,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he becomes like a Lego man basically at the end. Everything is everywhere. Or Mr. Potato Head maybe. It's better.
Mr. Potato Head is a good one.
Yeah. What was the serum supposed to do?
They were testing it on a lab rat, but they never. It was supposed to do something like alter RNA or DNA, but to what purpose I don't know.
Was it
Oh,
COVID?
so it was the early
COVID
jab.
jab.
Yeah.
It was the That's right. Yeah, Jim got the jab. Also, does that make so? Is Jenny also a villain here? I know she was being cheated. Oh no, Meredith. Meredith was being cheated on. But if you inject someone with a mystery serum, you're kind of the bad guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It like if he survived and they go on a killing spree, like he has a lawsuit on his hands.
Sure. At the best case scenario.
Yeah. I don't know what her if her serum causes this, she was definitely not going to be like a net positive on the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you get out of it, right?
What is this? What is the good thing that's going to happen out of the serum? I don't know what it is.
You
But-
can't even send it to the military. Like, well, what the fuck are we gonna do with this?
All right. Well, I guess this is time for final thoughts, guys. Yeah.
Sure.
Dan, what you got?
Yeah. So I can't say that I'm disappointed that I watched this movie because, as Anthony said, this is a genre that we haven't delved too deeply into. The shot on video, like really grainy footage kind of stuff, DIY. We understand what they were trying to do. We understand what what's the director's name? Tom Burnham. We get it. We know what we could see the influence that he was drawing from, but he didn't know how to light scenes properly. The editing, he didn't know how to edit, or whoever he hired to edit probably had their work cut out for them. And like, I have to try to make a coherent story out of it. And I guess they did the best they could there, but the effort doesn't match the product. It's not the sum of the actors are boring. There's no charismatic person to be seen here. like too much day for night. Too much day for night. It's like every other scene is shot day for night, and it's terrible. It's some of the worst I've ever seen, and that's a big no. Do not ever do that. And it lacks the body horror that we're promised. It says on the movie, on the movie, it's a body horror movie, and it fails to deliver on pretty much all of its promises. So, again, while I'm not upset that I saw it, I'm glad that my wife introduced it to me, because it had potential, and it's a movie that I think was worth trying to see what it had. So it failed. That's all.
Hey, Mark, final thoughts.
Yeah, so as Dan said, as we've all said, this movie is boring. I didn't have many thoughts on it at all. I wish there was more creature. You either got to give me good characters or good creature, and this one had neither. I did have a good chuckle at basically reminding everybody that the Holiday Inn used to be a sleazy motel for cheating in it. That made me laugh a little bit. But the overall, doing this podcast, we're gonna get movies like this that should be in the wheelhouse of what we do. And independent movies shot on video should definitely be in that. But this is definitely one that didn't elicit any fun for it at all, either in a good movie way or so bad it's good way. So yeah, I'm glad this is one and done, and probably gonna be one of the movies on this list that I forgot we even watched.
Okay. Yeah. That's dull. I don't need to see this random ass scientist just going up picking up chicks. Could have used a little more, a sense of what the fuck is going on in in a lot of these scenes. Yeah. It took until the last 10 minutes to kind of get a clear shot of anything that's going on. And there's an hour and 10 minutes ahead of that. So it was a slog to get through. But like Dan said, I'm not disappointed we watched this. It's a very different movie and kind of style than what we usually watch. As many low budget, bad horror movies and other genres that we've watched, like I said, we haven't really touched these shot on VHS films before. So, maybe there's a better one out there somewhere. I have to look back and see if we've ever actually covered a shot on VHS movie before. Maybe Winter Beast? I don't remember.
Oh, maybe, yeah. That's
maybe.
a good one.
But yeah. If you're interested in this genre or whatever we're going to call it, I wouldn't start with this. But yeah. All right. That is our conversation on Colony Mutation. We're going to take a quick break, but before we do, Dan, what you got for us?
All right, guys, real quick, please check out the Game Vault podcast run by our very own Mr. Mark Myers and good friend of the podcast, Tom Schuster. It is a podcast where they both break down what's going on in video game news in the industry as a whole, games that they're currently playing, games that they think would be interesting for you to check out, the listener. And they have everything covered, whether you are an avid gamer or you're a noob. So it's a good source of information. They're on any podcast platform that you choose. So please make sure to rate and review them. It helps them out a great deal. You can follow them on all socials at Game Vault Pod, and you could follow them on Twitch at Game Vault Pod. So go over there. They're playing a lot of fun games, old school games, more contemporary games, runs the gamut of all the consoles. It's really fun. So please go check them out at Game Vault Pod there. Follow them there. It's a great community. And again, if you're into video games, they've got you covered.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break, and you guys are going to listen to messages from friends of the podcast. So we'll be right back. And welcome back. Now it's time for our third segment. And this third segment is Fantasy Draft. And this week we are fantasy drafting fictional scientists, or actually scientists, because we just discussed off podcast that we're going to do 4 fictional scientists and then 1 real scientist. So we usually do 4. This time we're doing 5 because we wanted to do fictional scientists. And off podcast, I just spun a wheel and I've decided what the order is. It is going to be Mark first, followed by myself, and then Dan gets the snake draft of 2 in a row. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right, Mark, why don't you kick us off? Who's 101?
101 for me is a scientist that's been in my life in a fictional sense. And I've seen the movies he was in a million times over. I'm going with the one, the only Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to
Very good.
Yep. I don't think there's anyone more fitting of the number one overall pick.
Yep. Yeah, there were two I had ready for whether I got one or two. And yeah, but it was no question who one was.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Interesting. All right. I am going to go for second, but for my first pick, I got a few in my head. I am going to go with a character that's been in my life for a very long time, too. And maybe something close to 40 seasons worth. I'm going with Professor Frank.
Yes. I had a good feeling it was going to be Frank. I got to erase
Professor
him from mine.
Frank. I was thinking about him or another one, but I decided to go Professor Frank.
Can I guess
Dan.
who the other one was?
Sure.
Is it Dr. Nick Riviera?
No, because he's not a scientist. He's a doctor.
Oh, he's a doctor. Yeah.
And he only
Quotes.
got one diploma from Hollywood Upstairs Medical College.
Yeah, not enough. Not enough. All right. So for my first pick, I am going to go with the character or characters, as I consider them linked, that have been in, I feel as, they're probably in all of our childhoods. So everyone knows too. I'm going Beaker and Bunsen Honeydew from the Muppets.
No, that's
There
pretty
you go.
good. I like that one.
Thank you. You're thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, I'm picking my real scientist now. So I don't think you're gonna allow me to do this because as we just said, scientist isn't in the name necessarily, but hear me out. So my real pick or my real scientist pick is Dr. J, and he was a scientist on the court. The way he improves the game of basketball. If you're not gonna let me have that, I do have a backup.
I'll let you have it.
Okay. I was
Dr. J.
just hoping the rule of cool would let me slide by there.
So now you've opened the door for like picking the doctor of thugonomics.
Yes.
Because now it's not scientists, it's just doctors.
Yeah. Well, again, scientifically changing something. You know what I mean? Like
Batman's a scientist.
oh damn it. I might have given away some.
It's
I
not
mean, no, I
Batman.
It's not Batman. I was good. I have all right. Because I have extra. I have Batman on just because of that scene. Yeah.
Of course you do. All right. I'm gonna go. It's not a show I really watched, but it's a lot of people love it. It's got a cult following. I'm gonna go Dr. Spock. Leonard
I'd say
Nimoy. He's most certainly a scientist. Science officer and second in command of the Enterprise. I think that qualifies.
Yep.
All right, Mark.
Probably. So I'm gonna go fictional and real with my two picks here. My fictional one, I'm gonna take a more recent scientist that has been put in because I want to make sure I draft him. I'm gonna take Dr. Rylan Grace from Project Hail Mary, played by Ryan Gosling. That man, maybe Ryan Gosling's performance made me listen to an audiobook that is just all science for the most part, and then also watch a bunch of science videos on YouTube, which I have not been as interested in science stuff in a while. So I have to thank the character Rylan Grace which is pretty funny because he is a teacher in that movie, so he would be very proud of me learning more about science because of.
You're taking Rylan Grace over Rocky?
Well, Rocky. Rocky's he's a engineer more than a bioscience. I mean,
Wikipedia doesn't seem to mind the difference.
Yeah, that's true.
List of fictional scientists and engineers.
Yeah,
but Rylan Grace is a good pick.
It's Ryan Gosling. That's who I picture him.
Sure.
And I will take for my real scientist. I won't try to play funny here and take the bait of drafting the Doctor of Thugonomics that was mentioned before. I'm gonna take a real one because he is a scientist that I read a lot about in school and growing up. But I'm gonna take Alan Turing, who's the one that cracked the German code and basically helped us win World War II. So
He's a
fun
hero.
thing. The Intimidation Games, good movie. Benedict Cumberbatch, I believe, plays Turing in that. If I remember correctly. I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, somebody that shouldn't be overlooked because basically without him, that war either goes longer. Everybody in England is speaking German. So
That's good. Your last pick has inspired me to pick my real life one, even though now I am.
you could wait till the end of the draft because
You know what? I'm going to wait till the end of the draft. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
you have the choice of every other scientist in the world.
But you've solidified who I'm going to pick based on who you pick.
Okay.
Looking at this list, a lot of comic book characters and superheroes in this. But I'm going to go different. All of these superheroes are great, but you know what most superheroes haven't done was create superheroes. My third pick has created superheroes. I'm going with Professor Utonium from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Out of sugar, spice, and everything nice.
And
Created
just a
Powerpuff
hell of a
Girls.
dad.
He is a very good dad. Yeah, all right.
He's a very good girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ultimate girl dad. Raising triplets by himself.
He deserves all the accolades. He's a hero himself.
I hope he gets a gift on Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Dan, you got two your last two picks.
All right, my last two picks. I'm going with Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
And I got to throw in a horror scientist. We have to throw in a mad scientist. So I'm going
Sure.
Dr. Herbert West,
Very
from
good.
Reanimator.
Yes.
That's a good one.
A much
Very
better body horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what that poster that Mark had posted. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
Oh.
Reanimator.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. This looks like an AI poster.
Yeah. That was what was on my Tubi.
Yeah. Looks like Alexander Skarsgård in a remake of Reanimator.
Sure. Because I don't think it's the guy who plays Jim.
It certainly isn't. It's not with that
We
hairline.
gotta and we have to write that script quickly and send it to ourselves so that nobody can take that idea.
Yes, trademark it.
All right. Very good picks. Oh, you still got one pick left because we've got 5, right?
Oh, yes. No, that was. Oh, we're doing 5.
We're doing 5.
Okay.
Well, you've already done 2, so we'll come. You'll finish
you
off
get last
there.
pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So I have 4 now. Right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Let's see. You know what? I am gonna go with. I got a couple of cartoons on here already, so I'm gonna stay away from cartoons again. I don't need more than 2. He's kind of annoying. No, I'm not gonna go with. I don't know if his methods are sound or really a net positive on the world. But he makes a hell of a good meth. I'm going to go with Walter White,
Yeah.
former chemist. Yeah. So, Mark, you get your 2 last picks.
Yeah. So my first one gotta go to video game one. The man that created the ultimate robots to fight other robots. I'm going with Dr. Light from the Mega Man series.
I like that.
He while Dr. Wily created a whole army of robots, all Dr. Light had to do was make 3, and he was able to destroy at least 50 plus robots created by Dr. Wily and all the extra ones that he made for him to pilot. So Dr. Light, a much more efficient scientist in that world. And I'm going to finish it off with one that I thought would have been taken by now, but I'll take him here as my last pick. I'm going to take Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
Okay.
A movie that I know we all enjoy and part of growing up, and probably, I don't know if we've all seen it in the movies. But yeah, the every so often I do one of 2 things to myself to make myself laugh. Whenever I wear sunglasses, I either take them off like he does in that one scene, And then in reverse, I put my glasses on like CSI Miami. So that's why that Dr. Grant sticks with me as well.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. For my last pick, I picked Walter White, who was a net negative on this world. So for my real life scientist, I have to pick, and what was, as I said, inspired by Mark's pick of Alan Turing, who no doubtly had a net positive on this world. I'm also going to go with a scientist who's undoubtedly has had a net positive on this world. And he did it without ego because he didn't patent the polio vaccine. I'm picking the man, the myth, the legend, Jonas Salk.
Yeah, I was thinking it was one of those like early inventor scientists when you start saying net positive on the world. There's either going to be one of the vaccine guys or like Edison or something.
No, Edison's an asshole.
Yeah.
He stole everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's rewind it.
We got some opinions on Thomas Edison, Mark.
Yes.
I take that back. I'm sorry.
As someone who grew up close to Edison Township too, I hate the motherfucker.
I apologize for that.
All those field trips to the Edison Museum that Dan had to endure.
Yep. That's why I hate him so much.
All right, Dan, last pick for you. And overall,
I'm going with a video game character as well because Mark, I was struggling a little bit, so I'm going with something Mark mentioned, and it's one of my favorite video games of all time. I love the series. I can't wait to see what they come out with next. I'm going with William Birkin from Resident Evil 2, the creator of the G virus.
So net negative.
A net negative. Yes. And probably the only character that Dr. J can't dunk.
Yeah. Yeah, when he's in his final form. Yeah, I don't think Dr. J can do that.
I don't know. I feel like you're underestimating Jonas Salk's defensive abilities. He could post up.
Okay, hey. draw the was it the charge or the right?
Does he have like that old man post up fadeaway game that like 60-year-olds do at the Y?
Look, he was born in New York City, man.
Hey, he was hooping
probably
all his life. That's funny. I would like to see see that made somehow. Dr. J going up against Jonas Salk. It's like Superman going up against Muhammad Ali.
Is this like that History Channel series when they battled the famous warriors or whatever armies against each other?
Yes. Yeah. Not Ultimate. That's a wrestler. The Ultimate Fighter.
Deadliest Warriors?
Deadliest Warrior. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Viking versus ninja.
Yeah. Apache warrior versus a mounted knight.
Right. Well, those are our scientist fantasy teams. So let us know who's got the best team of scientists. Who's going to stop the next pandemic? Or I don't know what else scientists do. Right. Develop the atomic bomb. That's really one of the two things.
Yeah, I was going to say if we're doing exclusively who's going to stop the next pandemic, I think Ant wins.
They got a little bit of an advantage.
A little bit of an advantage. The man has done it before.
Exactly.
He's been here. He's like the guy you call out of retirement, right? Yeah. It's like
one last job.
I know you left, Mr. Salk.
I told you I don't do that anymore.
The wife has to talk him into it.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas, I can't tell you what to do, but just think about what would younger Jonas Salk do? You're right, Mary. I don't know what his wife's name was.
He had two, apparently.
Of course he did. Baller.
Not at the same time. At the same time.
Listen, he didn't patent the polio vaccine. He should at least be tapping strange.
Both of his marriages look like they lasted about over 20 years. So,
well, yeah, okay.
Neither of them named Mary, unfortunately.
It was a good guess.
Yeah,
I mean, his first wife was Donna.
Yeah, I think every woman that was a wife in the mid 50s was named Mary. Yeah, so
there was
a hell of a shot.
There's the one time.
All right, yeah. So that those are our teams And that's our episode. Check us out on our socials. We're on Blue Sky, Threads, and Instagram at TicTamPod. We're on TikTok at They Called This Movie. You could hit us up at Gmail, send us an email, because people still do that, I think. TicTamPod@gmail.com. You could also get a hold of us on YouTube, but the best place to get a hold of us is on that Discord. And the way to get on that Discord is to hit us up by subscribing to the Patreon, patreon.com/TicTamPod. You'll get exclusive episodes, help us decide our movies of the month, and all that fun stuff. Many more things over there on that Discord. It's a lot of fun. We're hanging out. We're talking movies. People are suggesting movies to us. That's the place to be. So that's it. The director of Colony Mutation was Tom Berna. So for Dan Aquino and Mark Myers, this is Anthony Vecchio telling Tom Berna, well, you saw him in a movie, didn't you?